This is the year you're going to blow up your online business, even if you're starting with zero audience, even if you've been grinding it out for months or years with inconsistent sales, even if you've never sold anything before. And you're going to do it by following exactly what I'm telling you to do inside this series, because we are kicking off your daily sales era. Right here, right now, no more waiting, no more second guessing, no more doubting yourself or that complete awesomeness that you're capable of. No, this is your year, okay? And we're gonna do it together. And by the way, if we've not met yet, my name is Jordan Maylea. I started my online business with no audience, no influence, no clue where to start. And after months and months of working my tail off, investing tens of thousands of dollars in online courses and coaching programs without a single sale to show for it, I cracked the code. And within 90 days, I went from never making a single sale in my online business to hitting consistent 20K months. And today I've done multiple seven figures in sales, and I've helped clients earn hundreds of thousands of dollars online, whether it was celebrating their first $1,000 month, their first 20K month, or even their first 20K day. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it in this brand new 7-figure scaling series. So if that sounds amazing to you, go ahead and give this video a little thumbs up so that I know you're my people, and let's dive into it, because most people vastly overcomplicate the process of making money in their online business. But once you understand why this happens, you're going to see it everywhere and you won't be able to unsee it. And that's when the game can really start to change for you. So tell me if this sounds familiar. You log onto Instagram and you see a video telling you that educational content is dead. Storytelling is where it's at, and the reason why you aren't making consistent sales is because you're wasting so much time educating your audience and not telling stories. That makes sense. So you file it away in your head and you go on with your day, and the next time you log on, let's say you're on YouTube, and you hear that this key to consistent sales is to show up, give away some of your best educational content for free so that people get a taste of what it's like to work with you, and that's gonna prime them to buy your stuff. So that also makes sense. So you file it away in your head too, and then later in the day, you're opening up your inbox and you see an email that says that both educational and storytelling content are alive and well, and it's not the content, it's the platform. You're wasting your time on social media and YouTube, and instead, if you're not getting consistent sales, you should start a podcast. And then later that day, you're on TikTok and you see somebody say that they grew their audience by 100,000 followers and they're bringing in all these sales every week with short content. So stop wasting your time on YouTube or doing podcasts or doing this long form stuff, because if you want sales, you gotta cater to people's attention spans, and short video is where it's at. So now here you are, you're this driven, motivated action taker. You want this to work, you're willing to do the work, but in your head, you now have this complete overload of competing or even conflicting information. Stop educating, tell stories. Actually, educating is the best type of content you can create, or actually, it doesn't really matter as long as it's a podcast, but really, no, podcasts are way too long. You need to do short video. It's enough to make anybody's head spin. And I could apply this to literally any facet of your online business. Low ticket versus high ticket, courses versus coaching, live launching versus evergreen, selling one-to-one or one-to-many. This list goes on. And I first noticed this pattern when 6 months into my business journey, I had invested so much money into all these strategies that not only did not fit together, but they often contradicted each other. And I started to notice the person telling you that educational content is dead is a storytelling coach. The person telling you that podcasts are the way to go sells a podcast course. The person telling you that short form video is the way to grow has a program on how to grow with Reels and TikToks. And this is not a bad thing. I am not knocking any of these coaches. I'm simply pointing out that what most people won't tell you, which is the fact that there are 1,000,001 ways to grow an online business, and most of them work. There's no wrong way or right way to grow your online business. There's simply what is wrong and right for you. So here I was, 6 months in, no sales. I was at the end of my rope, and thankfully, my mom and I had been working together inside the network marketing space for over 10 years. So I had entrepreneurial experience. I also grew up in a home where both my parents were self-employed. So I'd been exposed to the entrepreneurial mindset and the way of thinking pretty much my whole life. And here's what I knew. The key to moving forward in your business does not lie with any one strategy, tactic, or hack. Success doesn't lie in the strategy. It lies in your systems. So I took everything that I'd learned, all the binders, the printable charts, the color-coded calendars, and I laid them out on the kitchen table and I asked myself, how can I take all these random strategies and put them together into a step-by-step system that will allow me to grow my audience and convert sales in a way that feels good for me. And it took a few months of trial and error, but once I got it, it was golden. Not because of any one strategy or tactic, but because I finally had a system, a method of operation, of steps that worked together like a well-oiled machine. And those are the steps that I'm going to be sharing with you throughout this series. And I think what you'll find is there's not a lot of difference between hitting 5K months or 20K months or 50K months or even 100K days. Every one of those milestones are achievable only when they're built on the backbone of a step-by-step system. And as your income grows, the system doesn't change, it just expands. So everything I'm sharing with you comes from my own learned experience, my own personal results, the results I've helped my clients achieve. Once I got my system locked in, I hit 5K in sales in less than 2 weeks. 20K months happened just 90 days later. Once I unraveled the next layer of the system, I had my first 50K month, quickly followed by my first 100K month and 100K day. And it all starts with the foundation of your system, which is what we're going to be covering in this video. So let's get into it. In order to grow a profitable personal brand, you need a system in place that does the following things. A system for attracting an audience of ready-to-buy followers who are already actively looking for what you sell. A system for capturing leads, nurturing trust and authority and converting sales, and a system for turning one-time buyers into lifetime raving fan customers. And there's 1,000,001 strategies that can work within this system. The key is to uncover the ones that align with the lifestyle you want to create so that your business model is bringing you closer to that goal and not pushing you further away. So call me crazy, but I think that as business owners, we should design the lifestyle we want to live first and then go make a business that fits that lifestyle. And for me, a successful business was never about one huge launch or spending all day on my phone in the DMs or having a calendar full of Zoom calls. I wanted a business that gave me more freedom, not less, so that in itself eliminated a lot of the common strategies that you see people teaching out there. And I was looking for strategies that would allow me to create consistent, predictable, repeatable revenue on autopilot, whether I was working or not. And from day one, I refused to buy into the myth that you have to hustle in order to grow your online business. So this is what I did. I started by getting extremely clear on who I wanted to help and what problems I wanted to solve as it related to what I wanted to sell. And from there, I developed 2 paid offers. The first was a low-ticket introductory offer that would allow people to get a taste of what it was like to work with me. I wanted this offer to blow people away. So much value, leaving them saying, oh my gosh, if she's giving this much away at this price, I can't imagine what her full program must be like. And I ended up taking a piece of my overall framework, offering it in the format of a 60-minute masterclass with downloadable resources, and I sold it for $17. And to this day, I still have people in my audience who talk about that program and how that was their first introduction to me, and that's why they're still working with me 7 years later. And I'm not going to tell you what it is because it's not important. What is important is that I created a program that solved a burning problem for my ideal client. I saw their pain and I created a bite-sized, powerful resource that would solve that pain for them. And that's why it works so well. So let's talk about what I did to sell it. I created a PDF resource on a topic that my audience really wanted help with and that was aligned with this low ticket offer. And what I mean by aligned is simply that the same person who would want this free thing would also be really excited to get this paid thing. So I put these 2 offers together into what I call a micro offer freebie funnel. It consisted of a simple opt-in page where people could get the first resource for free in exchange for their name and email. And then on the thank you page, I gave them a one-time opportunity to get that low ticket course at a special one-time price. I didn't offer that program anywhere else outside that funnel, so the urgency, the scarcity, they were real. And if you didn't grab it then, you weren't gonna see it again. And the first week that I put this funnel together, it generated $228 in sales. Week 2, $1,700. Week 3, $2,100. And I eventually scaled it up to over $10,000 a month with just this one $17 offer. And I'm going to talk more about that in the next video in the series. So make sure you hit the subscribe button so you'll be notified when that video comes out. But for now, I want to move on to the other piece of the puzzle. Because the next thing I did was develop what I call an end game offer. And this is the main offer that you sell from anywhere from like $97 all the way up to $9.97. And I sold that offer through a webinar. A webinar is a free video training where you give your audience a ton of value and then you sell your main offer at the end. And it includes a series of emails to warm your audience up, get them to actually show up. Then you've got the webinar itself and then a series of sales emails encouraging them to buy before a specific deadline. So now you've got two funnels, a freebie funnel that sells your low ticket digital offer and a webinar funnel that sells your main offer. And now I'm going to break down exactly what I would do, like a step-by-step checklist for you. So you probably want to write this part down, okay? So if I wanted to hit $5,000 a month, I would start by choosing one social media platform to focus on, and I would post to that platform one time a day. Throughout the week, I would make sure I was posting content that's encouraging, relatable, actionable, and credible to my ideal client. The type of content I would post would be different based on what platform I chose, but as long as you're hitting those topics, you're good. So from there, I would use my freebie funnel as the call to action in 80% of my content. So if I was going to post 10 times, 2 of those posts, I would call my audience to engage by asking them to like or comment or save or share or follow. And in the other 8 posts, I would call them to convert by inviting them to grab my freebie. I would then schedule a time to do my live webinar at least one time a month. Now, how often you do that really depends on the size of your audience and how aggressive you want to be. But to hit 5K months, you can really get away with doing this just once a month. And I'll talk about how to scale that up in the next video. But I would start by promoting my webinar 1 week in advance to both my email list and in my social media content. So in the week leading up to my webinar, instead of using my freebie as the call to action in my content, I would use my webinar funnel as the call to action. I would also send out 3 to 5 emails to my list, encouraging them to register. And that's it. To hit $5,000 months, that's the only thing I would do. I'd post on one social media platform once a day, create a freebie micro offer funnel that I use as the call to action in 80% of that content, and create a webinar funnel that sells my main offer and deliver it live once a month. Now, I want to hear your questions around this process. So drop them in the comments. I'll come back and answer them. And if you want to see exactly how I lay these funnels out, the step-by-step flow of how the pages fit together and the emails go together, then I want you to grab my automated sales funnel blueprint. This is a free PDF, and inside I give you the exact templates I used to grow my business to 20K months in 90 days using the 2 funnels I just shared with you. And I break down the pages that are in each funnel, the emails you want to use to boost those conversions, and I even give you screenshot examples of what the pages could look like. So you can grab this resource totally free at globalfreedomcommunity.com/funnel, and I will link it below for you as well. And don't forget to watch the next video in the series where I'm going to show you how to take this foundational system that we've covered in today's video, turn up the dial a little bit, and use it to scale to 20K months. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.